What's happening, my fellow geeks on the internet? I'm coming at you with a long overdue video of something that some people have been wanting to see me make since the Uncharted 1 showcase. And this is a tutorial on how to make the Nathan Drake, Chloe Frazer, style gun belt harness, or whatever you would like to call it. You can use this tutorial on Captain America, as the method is basically the same. It's just depending on what you're making will depend on what paint you use and what extra bits you add on. So when I say extra bits, I mean like the gun holster or the ammo pouch, or whatever it is you're making. It really depends on that. Really defines what you're making. So in my case, I am making a Uncharted 3 Nathan Drake. So this is actually what he wore at the beginning of Uncharted 3 in the France outfit, and when he went to go rescue Chloe and that other character. I forgot his name, but name should appear down there. And basically that harness he was wearing was basically his Uncharted 1 harness, but the magazine pouch was flipped facing another way, and then later on in the game, he does get a different one, which has some gold elements in there, and the flower, whatever, on the back, and it was a darker brown. And then on Uncharted 4, you have a different one, which was a bit wider over the shoulders. So, yep, some of them do look different. But with that being said, let's get into the supplies you'll need. So here are the materials and parts that you'll need. So, of course, you'll need your Nathan Drake minifigure or Captain America minifigure, depending on what you're making. Next you'll need is some scissors, any scissors will do, and some electrical tape. I'm just choosing to use black electrical tape as the base. It doesn't really matter on the color, but yeah, I'm just using black for now. Then you'll just need some paints. I'm using Tamiya's flat brown, flat black, and metallic grey, which you could use gold or silver or gunmetal. It really depends, again, what you're making. And then you need some magnets, or this is optional. I'm wanting to again have the features so the gun adds to the back, so I am using some magnets again, and then some toothpicks and a pin just for the painting. But yes, they're all the materials. Let's go into how to make the harness. Okay, so now that we actually have our materials and our minifigure and what we need, now we can actually get to making the harness. Now, as I said, this harness that I'm making for this Nathan Drake, it looks to be basically the Uncharted 1 harness, except the magazine holder is flipped the opposite side. I think it's on its side instead of being upside down. So first off, you just want to detach your minifigure like so. Just to get it ready. Then you want to, this is where you start taking your electrical tape. Now what I usually like to do is I take off a fair bit. I just take off about that much usually, and then I can just use that instead of having to go back to the wheel. So, this will be more than enough, but, if you make a wrong size cut or whatever, then you still have this. And then I'll just make a little cut at the end just to fix it up. But yeah. Now, you're going to need about 4 bits for the harness. So you want to come here and you want to, there we go, that's decent. So you want to have some, about 4 of these sized bits of tape. So, just go ahead and cut them all out. So now you're just going to take your first piece and you're just going to wrap it around the top of the minifigure. So you just want to work out how far down you want this to go. So there. Hold it. Oh. And just wrap it around. So let me bring it up a bit. There we go, that looks pretty good. Then you just want to bring the back around like that. Now, it doesn't matter how far down it goes, as you still got to make the back bit as well, which, as you can see, you know, you have this other bit here. So, yeah, so you just stick that on like so, and then you do the same with the other front piece. Get it? And you just want to try and make it line up as best you can. And then you wrap this piece around as well. And then that will come around and like so. So now you have the first bits done. So now you take your second bits of electrical tape. So you take this piece and then you just want to line it up so it's underneath here, and it will go underneath, like across here. And then you want to kind of make it so it kind of aims like as if it's done into a crisscross. Now, if you're doing Captain America minifigure and you're making this for a Captain America, you're going to want to have it basically crisscrossing at the back. And then you'll place that magnet bit in the center. But for Nathan Drake, you know, it doesn't matter because you have another bit which will come over and cover it up. But, you know, again, it's similar methods. You're going to want to aim it up a bit. There we go. So, you know, have the back like this. This will be covered, but with Captain America, you just want to try and make it so it does, you know, add up and, like, match. So it looks like it does crisscrossing. So, you may want to have another bit that goes down a little bit longer, or, you know, having this come down a bit more or whatever. But, yeah. If I have my stealth suit Captain America, I'll show you what I mean. So, for Captain America, you know, doing a Captain America, you're going to want to have crisscross like this. You know, it's about the exact same. And then on the back, you'll then add the magnet if you want the magnet, or just a bit of plastic card to do that middle attachment piece. But yeah, that's how you do a Captain America version of this. So I'm going to go ahead and add the last one of these, and then I'll show you what you do after this. Okay, so there we have it. We've got the base harness done. And, you know, it comes around to the back like so. Again, you know, you don't want to glue if you're going to glue these down, don't glue them down yet. You still want to be able to peel them off and mess around with them and cut them back if you need to, as I'm probably going to cut back these bits, at least at the moment I've got an idea of how it's going to be placed. But, yeah, so at the moment, it's, you know, a great starting point. The front looks pretty great. It's just the back is still going to need some work too. But again, if you're doing Captain America, you want a crisscross. Next, which I forgot to mention before, you're going to want to take some paper. So you just want to grab some paper, and then you also want to grab some electrical tape again. So stick it on like so, like keep one side, you know, like that. And you just want to cut it out. So I'm just going to move them out of the way. There we go. And now you're going to want, so if you're making Captain America, you're going to skip this step unless you want to make that back magnet brace thing, you know, out of electrical tape. But if you're making Nathan Drake, then you're going to want to do this. So, basically you're just going to want to try and make it so it's a square, but then you're also going to want to make it so it lines up to the back's here. So what I do is I just place this down like so. I probably should do it the other way, but oh yeah, let's do that. Try it this way. So I'm just using black Sharpie, but you know, you'll be able to just see how it kind of goes. But you just want to mark out where you want your bits to be. There you go. So now on your electrical tape, you can kind of see, sorry, it's just kind of hard to show, but you can kind of see that I've got a stencil of where I'm going to have the back part be. So I'll just try and, there you go, you can kind of see in the shine. So you want to, you know, mark it out. You can use the paper side, which I did do last time and stuff, but it doesn't match up 100%. This way, I'm hoping it works. And then you just want to go ahead and cut out the shape. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll meet you guys back in a sec. Okay. So you should have something like this. It's not, you know, perfect. It's just a little detail which you'll add to the back. But yeah, so that's kind of, you know, oh, that actually looks pretty good. So after, you know, cutting out all the bits and pieces, you want that. So you can just place it on just to make sure it lines up nicely. And it does. So because the bits in the middle will hide, I'm just going to leave it on. But I mean, if just say these were a little bit lower, and then you could see them like beneath, you know, like they start to hang out and you could see the straps hanging out from underneath, then I would recommend cutting them off. But this lines up pretty well since I did do the stencil on this. So next you're just going to want to glue this onto the back of it, like so. I mean, this is also a great way to do the Winter Soldier back thing too, because that's a fairly same shape. But yeah, so basically, now before gluing it on, as good as it looks like flat off like this, I'm gonna kind of be wrecking that excellent flat shape. As this is where you grab your magnet if you're adding a magnet. So just skip ahead a bit if you're not adding it, because you're gonna add a magnet right in the middle, like about there, and then you'll have an opposite magnet onto a weapon. So I am just gonna carefully just thin that out a bit, and then I'm just gonna cut off a bit of electrical tape. So yeah, now you want to grab your magnet and use some glue, like some super glue, and you just want to glue this onto the back, like so, and then you want to glue like the opposite side, obviously, down onto the actual weapon. Now I am gonna use this as the weapon for this Nathan Drake, the AK-47. So let's see. So yeah, that's a perfect size. So I just keep all these magnets together and then just glue it on like so. I'm hoping there's a little bit left. I do have some of this Loctite. I think I have a little bit left, but so yeah, you want to add the glue to the magnet, and then you want to glue it onto the back, hold it on. There we go. You just want to leave it there a little bit, just so that the glue will stick on, and then you can kind of get an idea of how it'll look and not rip off the magnet. So I'm just going to leave that for a little bit and I'll come back. Okay, so now it's, dried up a bit more, so you can, you can remove these. I'm just going to put them back with the rest of the magnets, wherever I put them. Using that for now. Alright, so now that you've glued on your magnet, you want to glue on your back piece. So you just like I said, it won't line up. Oh, it still lines up fairly well, but it won't like lie flat, obviously, because now you've got the magnet. So now you just want to go ahead and add glue to your back piece. There we go. So I think it's added on fairly well. If it falls off, you just want to back it up. And now you've got the back part of your harness, and it looks fairly decent. It looks pretty well. I think I'm really happy with it, and I think it looks better than my other two. So yeah, it lines up fairly well, you know, as best you can. But you know, if it doesn't line up a little bit and you get a little bit hanging out, you can fix it up by cutting off bits of electrical tape that are on there. So I may go ahead and clean up some of that and just, you know, cut off bits of the overhang. And then we're going to move on to the front and finish off the harness. Okay, so now that you do the cleanup, and yeah, so now you want to move on to the front. And again, you're going to want to get some electrical tape and some paper. And this is where you actually make the gun holster itself and the ammo clip, or the ammo holster. There we go, like this. So for the ammo, like the magazine holder, you're just going to want to have a square and then do your best to make an holster. So I'm just going to use this for a bit of reference. And then you just want to take this. So, and then you just want to, there we go. So that's your magazine holster for your Nathan Drake. And then for the holster, just want to, there we go. So you have something, you know, that looks like a gun holster, and then you just want to cut it out again. So let's do that. So this is just for that, and you know, if it fits, that's great. If not, then you just want to, you know, cut it down a little bit more, I guess. So there we go. So now we have our magazine holder. So just want to cut out your gun holster now. And once you clean it up and stuff, put it on like that, and then you have your gun holster. So next up, you just want to glue these on, and we'll get to the last steps. Okay, so now that the pieces are added on, you can see them right there. They look pretty nice. Now it's up to painting. Again, depending on what you're making will depend on the color. I think this is a red brown from Tamiya, I think. I just got a look at it. I know I said flap brown, but I think I need to change the browns actually. I'm just going to look at reference and I'll come back. Okay. So yeah, apologies for that. Sorry, I did say I wanted to use flap brown, but I'm actually going to want to use red brown from Tamiya. Because it is a lighter brown. See, this is the part where you want to paint. So you just want to grab your toothpick. And you just paint. Okay. So there we go. So now you've painted this. I'm just going to get a stand to make sure that it doesn't fall over. Now you just want to let that dry, and then when we come back, we're going to add the details onto the magazine pouch, and then just add some buckles and whatever, just to make it accurate. So I'll see you back in a sec. Okay guys, now that the paint is dried, you can see how it looks. It's turned out pretty well. And by the way, you can only see one arm here, as while it was drying, I was painting up this watch bit, so it's not finished, just only add a little bit to it. But yeah, so now you just have to paint on any other details. So first off, I'm going to use some black paint and use that pin that was from, and now I'm going to paint on some details. So this time I want to have magazine holder going to this side, so I'm just going to paint the middle line. Like that. And then I'm gonna paint around the outside. Now I just use some metallic gray, mixing it up. And I don't really paint around the gun holster. So, but that's something you could do if you wanted to. There we go. And so now, that's basically it for this tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and put the minifigure together. I'm going to use the Uncharted 2 Nathan Drake head and hair, just to show you how it looks all together. If you give me a second, and I'll show you the minifigure fully assembled. So thank you guys for watching this tutorial video. I hope this was helpful for those who were wanting to see this. Let me know how you guys go with making your harness out of E-tape, whether it's for Captain America or for Nathan Drake or Chloe Frazer or anyone else who has a harness like this. If you want to show me, just DM me on my TGun Customs Instagram, and then I'll check it out and give you feedback and whatnot, and I can help you out further if you're not 100% sure. But yeah, again, you can use this method as, for Captain America and anyone with this sort of harness, like even Winter Soldier. For the Uncharted 4, if you decide to make an Uncharted 4 Nathan Drake using this feature, I would recommend that the parts on the top of the shoulders here, I would recommend, using a bit of a wider bit of E-tape, as it is a bit wider over the, shoulders, and that is what I'm planning on doing for when I get to the Uncharted 4 showcase. I'm going to be using a bit thicker pieces on the top, just so that way it looks accurate. So yeah, but anyway, I'm going to go and work on some more minifigures and edit my Uncharted 2 showcase, and then editing this video. But yeah, so thank you guys again for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and share for more. Again, you can show me how you go with making this sort of harness and that, and I can give you feedback. So yeah, there is that option. But yeah, so again, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna go because I'm bad at outros. Alright, see ya!